A very warm welcome to Smell the Coffee. We are here to entertain you as well as inform you. My name is Aina Raiza Koyo alongside Diana Master, and we will be, your host for Smell the Coffee this morning.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
You're brightening up the studio with your... Yes.
Thank you.
With your gorgeousness. It's just radiating.
Thank you so much. So it's rainy season, right?
Yeah.
And it's flooding everywhere. Schools are closed. I saw a video recently. There are snakes in the water right now in the northern part.
I had mentioned the snakes thing, but that was before anything had been reported, because I was like, when I saw the videos of the kids crossing in the water, I was like, aren't there snakes in there? Like, it was just a concern of mine. So seeing it being reported and seeing these videos,
it's very serious.
Yeah.
So what can the people do, to better take care of themselves? For example, those that are living in villages, you need to go fetch water from somewhere, and now it's flooding. So how can we better mitigate that?
Well, there are rumors that, they're building canoes or boats or whatever. So I think for now, as a short-term plan, that is somewhat feasible, like as a short-term plan. Like not, of course, in the long run, because I understand they were also not fully prepared for these floods, which is why we're seeing all of this going down. So I don't know, what is your take?
I don't know. It's an uncalled for situation.
Yeah.
I think we can just, I don't know. It's really hard.
Exactly. It's hard to come up with a solution, but that's why I say at least for now, if they can give, at least so that the kids can go to school.
Also, I think all these solutions will somewhat discriminate against them.
I see what you're saying.
Yes, because if we say let's give a certain part canoes, are we going to give the whole villages canoes?
But what if they have a situation whereby it's like a bus stop situation where it's like, okay,
how am I going to get to the bus stop from where I am without the canoe? People can't swim.
No, but you see, the thing is, I hear what you're saying, and I fully understand what you're saying, that, it's flooded from your doorstep.
Even your house is flooding.
And with the canoe, it's not really like a taxi
Yeah,
where you
it's
can
not
go
a
around
taxi.
picking up everybody.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what can be done, because
I think
kids are missing out on school, and even if we ask them to go to school,
how will they get to school
at
a risk? Yeah.
My heart broke when I saw that grade 1 boy taking off his pants just so he could cross. My heart really sank. I was like, that's when we realize we are so blessed and we should be grateful for what we have. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I think this is a wake-up call for, all of us for our government also to take, to implement and come up with ways for the future. Yes. Because now it's almost like, okay, what can we do? It's almost as if we are stuck currently, but we can use this situation to learn and do better for next year or whenever. Now, please do remember that we are running our competition. NTV turns 1 on the 8th of February, and we are giving amazing prizes away, courtesy of DSTV, GoTV, and the Foschini Group. All the details are on your screen. Please do participate in the competition, and who knows, perhaps you could be our lucky winner. We'll be right back after the break with exciting news.
You are watching Smell the Coffee. Now let's get into today's news. Starting off, The Guardian reports that an Iranian court has handed jail sentences of more than 10 years each to a young couple who danced in front of one of Tehran's main landmarks in a video seen as a symbol of defiance against the regime, activists have said. Astija Hagigi and her fiancé Amir Mohammed Ahmadi, both in their early 20s, were arrested in early November after a video went viral showing them dancing romantically in the front of the Azadi Tower. Hagigi was not wearing a headscarf in defiance of Iran's strict rules. Women are also not allowed to dance in public, let alone with a man.
Oh, this is wild to me. What?
Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just...
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The laws are really ridiculous, that side. What's so important, what's so special about the tower? Is it like a...
It's not the fact that they were dancing in front of the tower.
It's the fact that she was not a hijab.
Okay. And she's also with a man and they're not formally married, I guess.
Are you not allowed to be with a man in public?
I don't think you are.
Oh.
Especially when you're not married, let alone showing that kind of affection. Because, you know, he's picking her up, her head is flowing in the wind. It's a very romantic video. But the fact that...
But there's nothing wrong with that video. I think it's really sweet.
Here.
Oh,
because over there, it's crazy. I actually saw a clip of, you know, people were protesting after the young woman died.
Oh, yeah,
Misa, yeah. So... There were 15 men that were in court on trial. They were each given 15 minutes to justify their cases, and all of them were handed the death sentence.
Sure.
Imagine.
Just like that.
Just like that. They were given 15 minutes to justify their case. No lawyer present, nothing.
So you talk for yourself.
You talk for yourself, and then immediately they're like, no, we're sentencing you to death.
Your reasoning is invalid.
Yeah.
Now, why did you give me the minutes in
imagine,
the first place?
Imagine.
What a waste of time.
Because it seems like you already made your decision before I even appeared here.
What a waste of time.
So it's...
So what is Iran, what are they doing? Did everyone just accept that, okay, these two must go in jail? Or is there some kind of protest?
The thing is...
What's happening?
There are activists that are calling this obviously inhumane. So there are people that are, you know... Right now, there hasn't been any formal application to recall their sentence or anything like that. But I do know that they have refused for the two to get any legal representation whatsoever.
It's sad, man.
It is. It's sad. It's very sad.
But also, if you live in this country, right, you know the laws, you know the regulations.
Yeah.
Why do you then go and not abide to the law, which you know the consequences already?
But then again, that's why people are saying this was a symbol of defiance, because they know they're not allowed to do that. So in a way, it's like a protest. They're protesting against the government. They're protesting against the laws of the country.
So it's something that they anticipated and could
I don't think they anticipated 10 years.
No, okay, but you knew you were going to go to jail.
I think they knew.
Yeah.
I think they knew. But then again, we're living in an age where we do everything for the gram, so...
Let's just do it, and then we trend.
Then
people will come and fight for us.
Maybe. But yeah.
Now we move over to our next story. The queen of R&B, Beyonce, is back with a bang. Now the queen took to her website to announce that she will be touring the world, except for Africa.
So that's always been my problem.
Why is it called the world tour if you are not going to other parts of Africa?
I feel like the only person that has ever embarked on a world tour is Burna Boy.
Yes, I was just gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say Burna.
You can't say it's a world tour. Do you not count Africa as part of the world?
Yet you are making a living off Africa.
Because I mean, if you listen to most of her songs, especially the more recent ones, she's getting African artists.
Yes.
And I understand that she's paying them and all of that, but at least recognize. You don't even have to tour many countries in Africa. Just
come
South
to
Africa.
Nigeria, come to South Africa.
No, not Nigeria.
Come to
not
Kenya,
Nigeria.
Tanzania. Those are the 4 capitals of Africa. You can go
but
to
right
those
now, Nigeria, I understand with the situation there. Oof. Safety-wise.
Go to Lagos. It's safe in Lagos.
But she can just start with South Africa, because she went there when she did the Global Citizen, when they had the Global Citizen. So I don't understand why she doesn't And she knows that people will show up. She knows. She knows. People
But you
would
know,
legit fly
international
out.
artists complain about the sound system of Africa, right? Even Burna Boy complains about the sound systems of, because these people, these artists perform live, you
Yeah.
know, with the band and everything,
Yeah.
and they say the sound system is below average in Africa. And this is South Africa, Namibia, Nigeria, Tanzania, everywhere the sound system is
but my
bad.
thing is,
Maybe that's her reasoning.
but if you have money, you must bring your own.
How? The reason why I'm on tour is to make money.
Yeah,
not
but
to
the
take
thing
out
is,
money.
No, but the
How?
thing is, you're going to get way more money.
No, you're not gonna get way more money.
No,
No,
you will definitely make money because, hear me out.
You're going to lose more money.
You
Then
won't
because
lose
the
more
sound
money.
system will cost you more money than the people that
No,
are going
I'm
to
not
come.
saying you have to hire out a team. Like, I'm not saying you have to hire out the equipment. Bring your own team of sound engineers. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, sound engineers, but what are they coming to use? Because Burna Boy travels with his sound engineer, even when they were in Namibia.
So the argument,
but there is nothing that you could do because the equipment.
So the argument is that it's the equipment,
yes,
not the people.
Not the people.
So how do we move on? As Africans, do we just accept that
we must fly to Australia, Las Vegas to catch Beyonce?
Please do support us in our endeavors. We would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. Now, getting into our next story, CNBC reports that the main hurdle that Netflix will place in front of password sharers is device verification when phones, computers, and streaming devices are logged into an account that isn't the primary user's network. This will be triggered when someone accesses your account on a new device that isn't associated with your household, or if your account is repeatedly being used outside of your home.
Okay, secure your bag, Netflix.
So I can't share my password with you anymore.
It's fine. I think everyone should, get their own Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because it's expensive now. You want to live off of me. You want to be entertained off my account. But you are not spending anything. No, ma'am.
Exactly.
Never that.
And you always have to be nice to the Netflix password holder. You always have to be like, oh, hi. And the funniest thing is when they haven't paid, so you have to be like, hi. And you haven't spoken to them in like a month.
Yeah.
But now because the account has been suspended, you're like, hey, hope you're well. So the account, or if they change the password.
Yeah. You constantly have to keep buying faces with this person.
You have to keep buying faces.
I hear you. Now, in our final story, just to touch on it, a woman has faked her own death, has rather looked for her lookalike to fake her own death. Do you get it? This woman went in the streets or wherever and found someone who looks like her, killed her, and then faked her own death. Yes.
Wow.
That's wild to me.
Wow. So wait, she didn't bump into this other woman by coincidence?
She
actively
looked for this woman just to
wow.
kill her. We will continue this conversation during our commercial break, but please do engage us on social media. Let us know what you think. We'll be right back shortly.
Chill Sessions is an entertainment show bringing the latest hits, fashion, and entertainment news. Chill aims at reaching all entertainers, youth, and artistic fans. Catch Chill on NTV, 1up2.com, the Namibian Sun, Chill, and Namibia Media Holdings platform. Chill focuses on countdown of the latest hits, fashion trends, celebrity interviews, and more. To share your music-related news, products, and services, contact Chill at synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am joined with Abigail and we are going to talk about fern Funeral Solutions. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Yolanda, for inviting me.
Can you quickly tell us about starting this company?
Well, I was part of of an exco team of one of the leading funeral homes in Namibia until my position was made redundant last year. And since my childhood, it's always been in my nature to be kind and generous. When we were hit by the pandemic, the obvious choice was for me to give up my executive seat at head office and move down to the branch to be on the ground with my staff. It became clear that the community that we serve do not know what to do when someone passes away. With hundreds of traumatized Namibians needing funeral assistance, even my own friends and colleagues, I found it very healing to be the familiar face at the funeral home. To guide them through the process, it was husbands, wives, parents, grandparents, even a newborn. And I mean, no one visits a funeral home by choice. And the demanding nature of the funeral industry requires a special kind of person. And with all of this in mind and now being unemployed, it was simply a natural choice for me to start my own business and as a funeral consultant and assist families at their homes. And that's a first for Namibia.
Wow.
You know, when someone passes away, you need to get up, you need to shower, you need to get in the car and drive to the funeral home. You don't want to do that when you're hurting so much. So that's where the idea was born. And I also want to offer pre-planning. It might sound morbid, but leaving clear instructions for your family, it's almost like a gift, and it avoids family fights, knowing what you want to happen.
Yeah.
And you can have control over it. You can say what flowers you want. You can ask what the people should wear. So it's part of life.
That's so funny, because I was speaking to Rolf Hansen of the Cancer Association, and he said exactly that. Because we were born, we have to die. It's just part of the natural cycle of life.
That is. And you know, I can help you prepare, not necessarily the process of dying, but prepare you for when you pass. Prepare your documents for you, get everything in order, have everything together that you know what to do and your family knows what to do. Just there to help you. It's taking out insurance, it's paying your municipal bill. Everything is organized in your life, but no one prepares for your death.
On that note, at what age should we be doing it? Because we all want to live in this bubble where people of old age passes away, but that is just not the case, full stop. At what age do I need to get all my things ready?
I don't think there's a rule on what age, but I think it's always important to have, even if you just have a little notebook with your passwords, and someone else must know what's going on.
And please go cancel that subscription.
And go cancel the subscription. Just always keep it in a safe place where someone close to you at least knows that there's a lot that needs to happen after you pass, and things that need to be taken care of. And it's important.
Why a fern?
Why a fern? Well, I don't sleep much at night. And I was lying awake one morning, and I saw green and a leaf, and I was just having these images. I've always loved green, but something green, there's always something clean and fresh about green in any event. And I started doing some research on the phone and found the symbolism of a fern, which means eternal youth, new beginnings, humility and sincerity. And immediately it stuck with me. So contacted my friend the next morning, who's a very passionate graphic designer, and I said to her, this is the idea. She loved it, and she said, give me a few days, and she created a brand for me.
Wow.
Yes.
Can you quickly tell me, what does a funeral consultant do?
So I'm not an undertaker. An undertaker cares for and prepares the body for a burial or cremation. What I do is, when a family member passes away in hospital or old age home, you would contact me and I take over the process. From there, you can go home, you can be sad, be with your family, and look after each other at home. I call the funeral home to collect and transport your loved one to the funeral home, and then I would return to the hospital or the old age home to receive from the doctor the medical certificate and the cause of death. And I would come to you after a few hours, sit and consult with you. We complete all the paperwork, and then I'm ready to go to Home Affairs, stand in the queues, register the death, get all the supporting documents that goes with that, and make quite a number of copies, have them certified, and then we're ready to start the process with the funeral home for the burial or the cremation. And once all the documents are ready, then we continue with the process. And all the arrangements that go with the burial or with the cremation and your celebration of life that you want to do. So think wedding planner, but funeral planner. So everything you want to do. It can be as little or as much as you need me to do. Yeah. If you want to be extravagant, if you want to do it in the privacy of a venue, there's a number of options. There's no prescribed way to conduct a funeral. We all just know that we need to be there, we need to wear black, there's certain etiquette, but it can be what you want it to be.
What are the costs involved?
I charge a fixed fee for the administration that I do, and you choose the preferred funeral home in Windhoek that you would like to use, and I coordinate with them. You would pay me, and I pay all your vendors on your behalf. So I handle everything for you, your flowers, your catering, anything that you need to be done on that day. You can just get dressed and arrive at church or arrive at the venue.
It's actually interesting to know that this is the first time that something like this is available in Namibia.
Yes.
Because I remember, obviously, we all attend funerals and we all know that life ends and at some point it's going to be your family members. And it's draining emotionally to try and be strong and do paperwork when all you want to do is grieve.
That is for sure. And, besides that I could make a living and sustain myself, it's really something that I want to do. I want to help people. There's absolutely a need for it.
So for this decadent hot chocolate, we're going to need 2 cups of milk, and we are just going to simmer that on a very low heat because we don't want to scorch the milk on the bottom of the pan. Now we're just going to lightly stir that until bubbles start forming, and then we're going to add our spices, some cinnamon powder, cocoa powder, and we're just going to give that a good whisk. And you want to make sure that all the lumps from the cocoa powder has been incorporated with the milk and that there's no lumps, because a mouthful of cocoa is not that pleasant. You're going to continue whisking until you see bubbles forming on the side. And then you're going to take a cup of semi-sweet dark chocolate and you're going to add that to the mixture. Now I want to say thank you to Artie Madan, and this is her secret ingredient, and she adds a tablespoon of corn flour. Now this really makes it silky smooth, and it just gives it a little bit of thickness just to make sure this is a a decadent treat for when you're in the mood for chocolate.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I'm sure you can find that hot chocolate recipe somewhere there on the internet. Now, from Aina Raizakoyo and me, Diana Master, we're wishing you a lovely day ahead.
Adios.